What is up, all my dorks, nerds, geeks, and gamers? It's your host, Ghost here, and I'm joined with.
The Specialist. How's it going, guys?
And you are watching the Smashed Soapbox Podcast, the only podcast made for geeks, nerds, dorks, gamers, all you people that are outcast in the society. This is for you. We understand. We're here to give our opinions on different life things, all the different things that happen in our nerdy, dorky, geeky
Ex-
world.
Our existence.
Yes. So, first topic of the day is last week we talked about movies we thought deserved a Netflix series or an Amazon series or something like that to flesh out the characters, to give more lore. Today, we're talking about not necessarily just animated movies or animated series such as The Simpsons or Futurama or Family Guy. It could be anything from Modern Family to Married with Children. Anything, any TV show that you would like to see get the feature film treatment. And I'm not talking straight to TV movie. I'm not talking straight to DVD movie. I'm talking a full-fledged, like the Simpsons movie, straight to theaters extravaganza. What would you like to see? I'll let you take this one first.
Oh, all right. I would honestly have to say Futurama.
I agree with that one because
As far as like animated, well, a cartoon. It was an adult cartoon. As far
yes.
as those go, I would say Futurama because it was by far my favorite.
See,
But
I agree with that because that Futurama movie they made straight to DVD, the first one, I thought was excellent. I thought if that went to theaters, that could have been a good enough
yeah,
expansion for Futurama to be in theaters and for that.
well, there was so much censoring and stuff.
Yeah,
Like they only like, Fox did not want to let that go. Like
yeah.
period, want to let it go, and they thought it would be more beneficial to put it on TV in
Which in
part.
the long run it did because it did bring the series back. It did revive him on Comedy Central, so it
It
did do what it was intended to. But
grossed more money for the company.
yeah, it showed
And,
that there was a fan base for that series.
and then you start the TV show. It doesn't matter what platform you run it on. People are going to watch it if they like Futurama, which
Right,
I was one of my favorite. Like to this day, I still watch it on Netflix and Hulu.
right. I
I
could
think
see it.
I don't know. It's one of those two streaming services I watch it on. So
Right. No, I'm a huge Futurama fan. I have them actually sitting right behind me here on the shelf. All the seasons, I pop them in every now and then. I love Futurama. Amazing characters, great world building, and it's not just the main cast that's amazing in that show. It's like every third party character, like every single side character, is just as entertaining as the main cast of characters, and that's what makes that show.
at one point there too. I mean, they did it in such a way that it was comical
Yeah,
and gave a good backstory to like the crazy cat lady
yeah,
or the
Calculon or Hypnotoad.
yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
we don't really know about Hypnotoad.
Hey, that's all you need to know, though. That's what makes them entertaining, right there. That's all you need to know. All right, but I have a suggestion here. This is kind of out of left field, but I was thinking about this the other night. So I picked up Paramount Plus and I subscribed to it, and I started watching some shows on there just to see what they had. And one of the shows I saw they had was Celebrity Deathmatch, and I started thinking, out of every show I've ever seen to get a movie, that would be a good movie. Because what you can do is then it's not a parody. Then what they do is they have the celebrities voice the celebrities on the cast. So it's like it's a legit it feels more connected to reality than what the TV show would. And on top of that, you could even take them to a grander adventure that they've ever had in the ring. Like this could be like a multiversal tournament that they have to win. Something like that, something crazy.
Right.
And then they like it would be a nuts claymation adventure. And we could even have like in the show they always did one-on-one battles, but just imagine a movie setting where you're having like 10 celebrities take on another 10 celebrities and you got 40, 50 celebrities all voicing themselves in this one movie, all on screen at once, killing each other in this claymation violence. Like that to me would be a dream come true to see a celebrity deathmatch movie. That would be awesome.
Yes, it would. Um, Live action though. Let's see here.
Live action wise, okay.
Most live action movies have had, TV shows have had movies that were any good.
Right. Breaking Bad's El Camino, I would say, is an example
And that
where
was
it's a good movie, but I don't think it had enough connections to Breaking Bad to make it a good Breaking Bad movie. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, I
Because it was a
get
good side story, but
it was about Jesse. It wasn't
yeah,
about Walter White.
Walter, right.
Now, well, it was in between Better Call Saul and Walter White, really. I
Yeah.
mean, it just that's. I thought it was its own movie. It was a very good depiction of Jesse's existence after,
Right.
but
Well, then to give you a little hint of how the world was kind of revolving after that
right. I
horror.
mean, it was more of a closure
Yeah.
because the ending episode of Breaking Bad wasn't. I mean, it was good. It was very good, but it
Right.
didn't much. It kind of left a big ass cliffhanger, and we're all sitting here going, "What the hell? Like, what
Right.
happened after Jesse's still in that? You know,
He's on
when
the
he."
run, drove away, and that was it.
So yeah, I get where you're coming from, but I think that was perfect for the series.
I agree. I agree. For Jesse's character and his story arc and what they were doing for him as a character, yes, I agree that it was good for his character. The only, like I said, the only problem with me was there wasn't enough Walter White. Even following his family, I would have loved to see what's up with Skyler and his son. What are they doing? Did they ever get that money? Did they ever
Honestly, I
stuff
hate,
like that?
I hated Skylar, and I
Right.
wish like of all the characters in that show, I wish she died the most.
Right.
The son, he couldn't help it. He was stuck with a cunt of a mother, but I like her.
But that's why I just wish we got to see more of what happened with the money. Did they end up getting it from those two business people? How
Oh,
that all played out.
but yeah, I don't know.
One, okay, I got one for you.
All right.
I got one. Malcolm in the Middle. Okay, but
No,
this is
don't
set.
don't don't give it a crossover,
No,
please.
no, 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 no. This is set 20 years after Malcolm has moved out of the family. He has his own family. Okay, and this is a reunion of all the Malcolm family. Like all the brothers having wives now and kids. Imagine that, and they all come back together for a movie, and it's just chaos because you know how they are. Like the whole cast, and like they all would have kids. The mom would be old now; she'd be going crazy over the grandkids. They would be bad. Like it would be nuts. It would be awesome.
I can tell you how that's gonna go right now. Francis would be rich. The older brother would be a drug addict.
Right. Reese.
Malcolm's gonna be the middle child, so he's obviously gonna be working a 9 to 5 job and it's paying shit. And
Right.
then the little brother's just gonna be fucking nuts.
But I think it would be cool to see their dynamic, to see how the grandkids are like, oh my God, grandma treated you guys like that, and then like how
Yeah,
the
they're all
family would all. It would
yeah.
be awesome, dude. That would be an awesome live action Malcolm in the Middle, the movie, if they ever did that. I mean, Frankie Muniz now has had so many brain injuries and he's had so much damage to his head that I don't think he even could do it anymore. But
Which one was Frankie Muniz?
he was Malcolm. He played Malcolm. He ended up getting in a car accident right after the series was done filming, the last few episodes. And he ended up getting amnesia from that car accident, and he forgot everything he filmed. Like everything.
That would that'd be kind of funny to throw that in. Way. It'd be hilarious to see him like see his own family if he played it off like that, like he got into a car crash
Right.
after he had his family, and then he had to like rebuild his family after that.
Yeah,
And walked in. I would fucking that'd be perfect. That'd be
I
a
can
good
see it.
throw in because we all know how it would go. It'd be the same sibling rivalries that
Yeah,
went
yeah, but
back.
it would just be more interesting because they'd be older and they would have they would be the adults, so they would be the one that would like It would just be a really interesting dynamic shift.
You know what? It's not really well, it is a TV show actually, but Key and Peele.
Okay. A
I would
movie?
like those two do a movie strictly directed by those two, like
Okay.
Michael Key. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Keegan Michael Key and Peele,
yeah,
Jordan Peele.
Jordan
The
Peele.
only problem with that is the other one has that successful horror franchise kind of going for himself, so I can't see him.
Can rock the horror franchise because I guarantee you they can both do it. I
Yeah,
mean, Keegan Michael Key would no, it'd be Peele. Jordan Peele
yeah,
would probably. He's a tall, skinny guy. He could actually pull it off, but he'd be hilarious.
yeah.
And, like, yeah,
Well,
no,
what if he took a traditional horror movie and broke it down in the comedy sense like it's never been done before, where he can make it funny and scary, but not like Chucky
right,
did it, where they made it more funny than scary, where he
right,
rode the line and kept it funny and scary, and it was just a tonal
right.
shift each
You,
scene.
well, you know what? Uh, Get Out, not Get Out. What was it?
Uh, Us or
No, the other one. Us, Us did a pretty good job. Like, I think he's refining the art
yeah,
because he is hit and miss as far as like it being scary. There are always good movies, and there's
right,
always shit. But what was the one where like they tried to brainwash him into being a slave?
yeah. That was Get Out. Yeah,
That's
you're right. Yeah, that's Get Out. Yep.
Get Out. Get Out was on point, and the ending, like the whole movie was weird. Like it fucked with your head.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That was the whole point. Yeah, it was
the
designed
end,
that way. Yeah.
the TSA guy, Hannibal, comes in there and fucking shoots him like right in
Yep.
the face, and he goes, "I told you, I fucking told you, don't fuck my bitches," and then right away. Good, that was perfect.
Yep.
Or if they made, if they did it in the format like Cabin in the Woods,
Okay.
except because they had potential for it to be scary.
Hmm.
Like that could have been a fucking terrifying movie if you
Yeah.
did it right, because they had the funding, they had the props, and they
Yeah.
had like there was so many good actors, and then they had no names, which the no name guy
Yeah. Stole
both
the film. Yeah.
of them fucking killed it. The pothead and the fucking random chick.
Yeah. Then they had Chris Hemsworth who died within like, first hour of the
And that
movie.
was the like you thought he was gonna make it out, and he fucking flat.
Straight into the electric fence wall.
Oh,
Done.
but no, I think if they rock that format, like the way that they carried the movie out, because they showed both sides,
Right.
and you can show both sides.
Well, it was kind of like a little bit of the Wizard of Oz, where they were kind of teasing you behind the curtain. They were showing you behind the curtain as the play was going on.
Right.
That's what Cabin in the
And,
Woods is all
and
about.
you can mess with somebody's mind so bad
Yeah.
with the style or that format of script.
Yeah.
You can wreck somebody's world like that because you think something's happening, but
Yeah.
behind the scenes, and you get to see glimpses of it as time goes on, it will fuck your world up because
Yeah.
you're sitting thinking something, and then it goes, it's completely opposite. Like Keegan Michael Key can make he does such a beautiful job at ruining somebody's perception on a movie.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
You will think, and he will lead you through this whole process where you think it's like every other horror movie,
Yeah. And you
and
know
then
what that
turn
not
it
to
around.
interrupt you, but you know
Well,
what that ties back to? That ties all the way back to their comedy style.
it
Okay?
does.
When you watch their comedy style, you watch it and they tell a story. Every single joke they tell is a story. Within those stories, they have the highs, they have the lows, they get to the very tippy peak of the joke, then they drop it. And just when you think they screwed it up, they pick it up and they throw it right back in your face. That's
Right.
that's how they do it. That's how they've done all their jokes.
Well, I noticed a few times, like some of their comedy
Yeah,
was very, like there's a couple episodes that they had, like Dr. Kupta.
yeah,
That one, and they had a couple of the other ones where it was just like so disgusting and dark.
yeah.
And then it
But
was
the
fun.
levity was so funny.
Yeah, I have no problem laughing at something fucked up. Like
Right.
I'll look
Yeah.
at it like, all right, I don't really care what anybody else has to say. I'm gonna laugh at that shit because it was funny,
Right.
and that's why I like it. And I like him as a director because he doesn't care
Hmm.
what people think.
I agree with
Like,
that.
I gotta respect that because he's like the next Tarantino, but instead of
See,
action, it's gonna be horror, and I
yeah,
love it.
and
He does.
that's why I respect him as a director is because he knows who the greats are. Like for instance, when he took over Twilight Zone, Rod Sterling did Twilight Zone, the original Twilight Zone. He was the narrator, the guy that smoked the cigars, and this is the Twilight Zone. Every episode, he saw him and he was like, "That dude is my hero. I want to take over the Twilight Zone, and I want to be that guy." Because Twilight Zone changed the entertainment industry forever. Like no one has ever seen. To this day, those stories are so deep, and some of those episodes that they still use them to this day to make points. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when he saw that, he understood this guy is influential. I want to be like him. So his inspirations were already at the tip of the iceberg. So you can't get any higher than what he was already aiming for. And then once he hit that mark, he knew that his quality couldn't drop. So that's why he's only done 2 movies so far, because he knows if he does the next one, it's it has to be a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, near perfect movie, or he's not going to get a shot again.
Right.
So he makes sure everything he does is
He crosses his T's and
banger.
I's. Like,
Yes.
it's done. I respect it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Honestly, is I would love to see him direct Alien. Like, I want to reboot.
I
I
could
want
see it. Yeah.
to start, and I want him to do Alien. Like, he could fuck with so much.
Yeah.
Like the first Alien movie was fucking horrible.
Psychological. Yeah. Very
Yeah.
psychological. Mess with your head.
And
Um.
it definitely keyed on a lot of suspense, but the way they did it was clever because they were a low budget movie.
Yes. Yep.
Used to operating on low budget movies, and he would have such a high budget. I would literally guarantee you, if he walked up to that studio and said, "I want to do Alien. I want to
Oh
do Alien,"
yeah, dude. Oh, they would give it to him 100%. Oh yeah.
I fucking would. I wouldn't even question it. I'd be like, "Hell yeah, I want to see something new."
Yeah.
Fucking spin on it, and I would pay money. Like I would pay money out of my own pocket just to see him make
Yeah,
that movie.
I could see that. I could definitely see him doing something like that. I see that coming a little bit farther down the line. Not quite not yet. I think he's going to do I think right now he's on the right track. He knows that his work should come first because he knows, that's what he's going to get his recognition from. So I think he's going to continue to push his own movies at least for the next 3, 4, maybe 5 years. And then I think we'll get to the point where he'll start going
See,
into
though,
other people's works and
I'm not questioning his ethic, like
yeah.
work ethic,
Yeah.
but every director will have a bad movie when they become
Yes.
complacent.
Yes.
They will become complacent. And when he starts feeling that he's made it, and I don't know if he'll do it because
Right.
some fucking directors never do. Like
Yeah.
Tarantino has
Yeah,
never
Tarantino. Yeah, no.
bad.
But
I'm,
he's also only made 10 films and he's 50 years old.
that's fine
So
because
I
his
mean, that's why he takes his time. He makes sure that every single project is what he
and if
wants.
you told me tomorrow that
Yeah.
it's going to take 5 years to make Alien,
You're like, start now. Start
I,
now.
fine. Like take your fucking time and you make, because that was my favorite, aside from Silver Bullet. Like that was the first horror movie I ever watched as a kid.
Right.
I watch it now and I'm like, that's not scary, but like it was also a long time ago. So in Alien, to this day, like I'm not scared, but I
Right.
still feel the same way I did when I watched it the first
First
time.
watched it.
There's very few movies that I feel that way about, like
Right.
right now, and I'll still feel that suspense, and I know what's gonna happen, but it still is fucking amazing. And that movie was probably made on less than a mil.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Ridley Scott, but that also goes back to Ridley Scott. He was a genius at lighting. He was a genius at texture. Like
The man,
the slimy shots, like that's all him. Like everyone else would have just shot a regular alien. He's like, no, we got to goo this thing up. Like it's got to look nasty.
and it did, and it
Like,
was,
and that's
but it was also sleek,
yeah,
and
yep,
it was a perfect killing machine in the movie,
yep,
and he
yep.
conveyed that so well that there was nothing you could fucking do that thing wouldn't get you because it could go anywhere.
Yeah,
It was quiet. It hid in plain sight. Like it looked like a fucking conduit until it moved, and then you're
right,
like, "Fuck!" You're already in that box.
right. You're already screwed.
You're like, "Shit, what do I do?" And he made you feel that fear
Yeah.
that you would.
Well, it wasn't the fear; it was the anticipation of the fear.
Right.
Is the thing, and then it.
He found a way to compile fear on itself.
And actually, I got to tell you, there's one scene in that movie that explains all of that perfectly. So, you know the scene where the alien bursts out of the chest for the first
Mm-hmm.
time and blood shoots all over their faces and they're all screaming? The trick is Ridley Scott, when he was directing that scene, he never told them that that alien was going to burst out of the chest.
Yeah,
Okay?
they don't
He
know
just
that.
told them, he just said that this guy's going to get on the table, he's going to act like he has a heart attack, and he's going to die. And that's it. You all act sad. You know, it's a normal death scene. Next thing you know, this dude's chest on like this is special effects they've never seen before in the
he,
time.
he
This
pioneered.
dude's this dude's chest explodes in front of these actors who have never seen special effects like this in their life. And on camera, what you see in the film, them screaming in terror, is their real 100% reactions to a man's chest exploding that they thought really had an alien come out of his chest.
Right.
Like, it's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. And another thing on the same topic, I watched like I had the box set like
Okay.
of all the Alien movies, like the original. I can't remember what it's called. It's like the whatever it
Yeah, I
is.
know what you're talking about. The quadrilogy or whatever, the 4 movies or 3 or
Uh,
4 movies.
and it has a disc where it shows like the original makeup of the movie, like how they did everything. It was the
Okay.
back and everything. In most of the dialogue between what's his name? The big old black guy. Uh
Yeah, I don't remember.
anyways, like him and Ripley like butted heads like
Okay.
all
On
throughout.
set.
So he literally just like that whole scene where he starts talking over like during the movie, like
Yeah.
that was legit. Like
Yeah, they were just getting on each other's nerves. Yeah.
getting at him, and he fucking kept that in the movie
Yeah.
because so good.
Well,
There
that
was
adds realism.
way better back then. Like you had to be a better actor
Yeah.
to perform because there wasn't the nice editing and the cover-ups. Like
Yeah. Like we
had
have nowadays.
all improv. Like half the movie, the dialogue was improv.
Yeah.
And I gotta respect that. But the fact that he could manipulate these individuals as a director into doing these things was impressive.
Right. Yeah, I agree 100%. Ridley Scott is,
He's a fucking genius, and I
yeah,
don't
he's
think
up there.
one bad movie. Because even the Alien movie,
There's a few movies from Ridley Scott I don't like Jericho and stuff like that, and like the weird ones.
I never watched
Yeah,
Jericho.
he's got a few weird B
Okay.
movie type situations, but those were because he did so many movies that he no longer was getting funding because they were like half are good, some are bad. Like we can't. There's no gauge to know. So they kind of just quit giving him money. So he was just kind of finding ways himself to make money and make these movies still.
But he
So
did
that's
it.
kind of why he has so many.
Well, his goods, I'll say this, like the good movies are phenomenal.
Right. Yeah, I
And
agree with you.
there's the way he does horror very well.
Yes, sci-fi horror.
Very meticulous. He's very meticulous
Yes.
about the way he goes about his scenes, the setup, and manipulation of the
Well,
actors.
and the connections like Weyland Yutani and like all that are connected to all his movies. So,
He made the entire universe.
yep.
Like,
Yeah, Blade Runner, he's also the creator of Blade Runner. So,
but he made the cross. Like that is in the same time period of
yep.
Alien.
Yep.
If you watch new Blade Runner, like you see the Weyland Yutani logo and
Yep.
everything, you're like,
That's all Ridley Scott, just connecting everything he owns into one cohesive universe. All right, so we got to switch topics here. We only got a few minutes. Let's say we got 10 minutes. Let's talk a little bit. We're going to skip our second topic, guys. Sorry, we went on topic one for a while. We're going to
yeah,
talk about Nobody. So you
oh,
finally got around to watching the movie.
I did. I didn't get to watch it in theaters, but I had
Which is fun. The home premiere.
the home premiere. I
I,
saw was like I heard you and Nike talking about it, so I gotta look at
so
it.
I
I
saw
watched
it in theaters with Nike, and then I went and bought the home premiere and watched it again. So
it. I watched it twice myself. I enjoy the fact that he was a more relatable individual.
yes,
To me personally, like
yeah, I agree. I
my
agree,
life,
100%.
that man's life.
Hmm.
And I used to do some cool shit. Like I used to jump out of planes, rappel out of helicopters, do
Right.
and sit there and you look at your life now. And I work in a factory,
Yep.
and I wake up every morning and I go, I do my workouts.
Yep.
I
Your
brush
daily
my teeth
routines that you fall
daily,
into.
and it is exactly that, a routine.
Yep.
And I love how he broke the routine in the movie, and it that was literally the whole point of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Broke a routine.
It
He
well, there was a couple points, but like yeah, that was one of the main ones.
well, that was the catalyst.
Yeah.
That was the catalyst to unlock that dormant part of the man that
Yep.
he knew he was.
Yep.
Now the action at the okay, it got a little outlandish near the end, but it
Yeah.
was outlandish.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it was believable. He looks like the normal guy, which is what most of the people that are gonna do shit like that look like.
Yeah. Right.
Like they're not the badass special forces looking dude with the beard. And
Hmm.
they're the normal 9 to 5 dad that looks normal because he looks normal.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
He is who he is because he looks that way. I
But
mean,
I do gotta say though, no other choice would have worked. Bob Odenkirk was the best actor in that role ever. I
in
don't
the
think they could have
Bob,
chose anyone else.
yeah, I
There's
agree.
no way.
I totally agree because he does. He's a very
He's got that gritty. He's a nice guy, and you could see it on his face, and you could hear it in his voice. But he's got that gritty undertone to him, where like if on a bad day, you don't want to mess with him. Like you
right,
just wouldn't want to mess with him.
right. Like, well, he's such. I don't know the word. I want to say agile. At least in the acting industry, he's very agile
Yeah,
because
from
he moves
comedy to
from one
action
role to another. Like
to
Saul,
drama.
I think Saul Goodman was his best role because it allowed
Yeah.
him to branch out. Better Call Saul. Breaking Bad, you could see it,
Hmm.
but you really see it. In Better Call Saul, it shows his story, and you always thought he was that bitch lawyer.
Yeah,
But
it all expanded on.
he works so hard
Hmm.
in that show, and you could see it in
Yeah.
his character. Like he's not a bitch. He may not be that guy that goes in there and fucking
Right.
gets shit.
Yeah. He's definitely not nobody to what he plays to this. Yeah.
but he is a greedy individual, and he'll get down and do it.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and then when I saw the previews for that movie, I'm like, holy fuck, I have to see it
Yeah.
because I knew it would be. He would play the role perfectly.
Yeah, I think this is his new best role. Like, I think if this right here is a good start to a franchise.
I don't know if I want it to continue the way it is, though. Being that John Wick, in the way they did their franchise,
Hmm.
it was reserved. They had shit to hide. Now
Yeah.
they had some stuff like his backstory, but I'll be honest, I'm not interested to know the backstory at this point.
Yeah,
Like
no.
for him, like
The way I see it is they left it open on a character level. Because now at the end of Nobody, the whole family is on the understanding, hey, look, we're killers. This is what we do. So we might as well just roll with it. This is who we are now. And I like that. I like that setup for a sequel because this whole first movie was about hiding things. It was
mhm.
about keeping things quiet, keeping it behind closed doors. And the second one's all going to be about let's all do this together.
I know, but I honestly can't see a way that it can surpass the first.
Oh, there's ways. I think one way we're going to see is I think his wife is going to be just as badass as he is, and we haven't seen it yet.
I
I think
don't
that's going to be one way.
honestly the way the world's going, probably
Yeah,
will, but I don't want to see it.
yeah,
Because his wife was the doctor, essentially, because you saw that in the
yeah,
first.
yeah. But she could still be a beast.
The way every one of these movies go, like there's always a quiet woman in the back that's actually a badass. Oh, I, it's
Yeah, but I
normal.
didn't think she was bad in that movie, though. I think I understood her arc in the movie.
She played her role well.
Yeah, she wasn't mad. She wasn't. She was
This is
just,
Bob Odenkirk's movie though.
yeah.
Like nobody else had a fucking say in it. Like
Christopher Lloyd killed his role as well as the dad. Amazing, dude. When he was in that chair and he blasted those dudes with those two shotguns.
that was
That
it though. Like I honestly hadn't seen him in a movie
yeah,
since
dude,
so
it was
I was
awesome, dude.
it. Like I was happy to see it, and once again, it made the movie a little outlandish.
And do you know who the brother character was played by? He was a member of the Wu-Tang Clan, bro.
It's true.
Like that's awesome. That
Yeah,
team, that's
yeah.
sick.
No, I no doubt it was good, but at the same time, you're like you. It's hard to top something that went that over the top at the beginning. You know,
Yeah, yeah. That
it
hard
it,
on the first movie. Well,
it
because
went.
what they did was we got the John Wick story within one movie. Like they told
Yeah,
the whole three-story arc in one movie.
and I get that they're. This is them trying to expand the universe
Yeah,
essentially, and I think that's what it is. It's gonna all roll into one eventually,
yeah, I think so
but
too. Yeah,
I don't want them to fuck it up and make it just a fucking action packed thing. Because the last John Wick, it was all right.
yeah, I agree with that. It wasn't the best. I think I still prefer the first one out of all of them.
Eh,
Just
the
because it had the most heart and it felt the most
yeah,
realistic.
it definitely hit the heartstrings, but the second one wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna match up to the first.
I'd say the problem with the
Where
second John Wick is it had the same problem Taken 2 had, where it was just too heavy on the action and no story. So
well,
there was no,
that's why people watched the movie because the action was so good, and
yeah,
Keanu Reeves put in the time
to
and became
learn, yeah.
a fucking beast.
Well, yeah,
But
so did Bob Odenkirk with Nobody, which is awesome.
that,
Yeah.
I mean, Bob Odenkirk's old as fuck, and he was doing some
Yeah.
shit. Should have
2
been.
years he trained physical hand-to-hand training just to be able to look like he can throw a punch,
Yeah,
which is
and
nuts.
that's what it takes when you want to be good.
Yeah,
Keanu
true.
Reeves doing it his entire career.
Yeah.
I mean, he had his early movies where you could get away with firing from the hip and
Yeah.
doing shit, but after a while, people that actually know what they want to see and know what's possible begin to pick that shit apart.
Right.
And he did. He spent his entire career. He's a fucking jiu-jitsu master, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's a goddamn beast when it comes to firearms. Have you ever watched his movies when he goes out to the
Oh
range?
yeah.
But
Yep. Oh yeah.
and it's impressive. Halle Berry even did it, which I'm,
Yep. Yep.
But I mean, the shit he did to get to a role, and I love John Wick. Don't get me wrong, I
Right.
love it. It's got what I look for in an action movie because I
Right.
know it's realistic, and sometimes he has shit that isn't. I don't give a fuck how badass you are. You get shot 6 times,
Yeah. You're going down. You're going.
unless if you are a shooting up adrenaline, it's gonna take its toll. You can't just go back into it after your adrenaline goes down and the pain sets in. I
Right.
don't know who you are. Getting hit like that is brutal. You broke 2 ribs, 3 ribs.
Oh yeah.
That
Yep.
suit, it's just Kevlar. It's stopping penetration. It's not gonna stop it from breaking your fucking ribs. It's not like
Right.
a, which is
Yeah.
what he did. I wish he put a plate on because that'd be more believable. Yeah,
Well,
it's
that's one of the advantages I give nobody over John Wick is at least nobody gets beat up. He gets stabbed, he gets hurt,
he does.
and he feels it. And he's not like John Wick where he's like, "Oh, I don't feel nothing." No, this dude feels it and he doesn't care. Like he
Right.
feels it for a second and then he goes.
The bus scene
Yes.
was that said it because he got his ass handed to him.
Yep.
But at the same time, he fucking hospitalized
All of them.
like 4 people. He killed, well, pretty much made one brain dead. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Dude got
that,
knocked out of a bus window and decided, you know what? I'm gonna go back in and finish
and
this.
he fucking went in there like a goddamn shark, man. Like he was in like, all right, a fucking brawl.
Yep.
That's all. And then they took it to the next level. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna fucking ruin you.
Yep.
And he went there, but he was human.
Yeah, he also had a heart too. Yeah.
Yeah, like he was a human being, and he did do the tracheotomy
Yeah. To
with a
save that
straw.
guy. He didn't
Like
have to, but
no, and then he sat there in front of his brother and was like, "That's more than he fucking deserved."
yeah.
From what I know about the guy.
Well, like even then he could have killed the people that stole the kitty cat bracelet or whatever, and he could have went in their house and killed them both. But he was like,
But
"Nah, I'm not gonna do this. I see a
well,
baby, I can't kill him."
yeah, which realistically, I don't think I could either.
Right.
If I was put in that position, I don't think the kitty cat bracelet would have sent me over the edge because I don't think they would have made it out of my house to begin with. But because I wouldn't think twice if you're in my house.
Right.
Now, if I go into your house and I see a kid, yes, I would be like, all right.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's gonna be it. That's the that was our talk about Nobody. We talked about some shows we want to see made into movies. We had a good conversation here, a lot of director talk actually, which a lot of filmmaking talk we didn't think we'd get into, but we did.
Well, that was
Uh,
good.
yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Keep it right here on Dorkston. Leave your comments down below it, kind of stories you'd like to see us cover. Um, if there's anything in the future you want to see us talk about, let us know down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I've been your host, Ghost, joined with.
Specials.
And until next time, guys, adios.
See you later.